Tim, it's Friday. I don't know if you can see over my shoulder at the window, but I know it's storming by me, and I'm pretty sure it's probably storming by you.
Stormy, definitely a bit of a washout here. I'm back in New York City, and we talked about yesterday was haircut day, so I'm bringing the new game face in tonight. But that's not what this is about. It's Friday, crazy week, right? We had the Nasdaq really not give any ground, but the moves by the end of the week in some of the names that we've kind of forgotten about, like a Netflix. I know that's not a name we forget about, but holy cow, basically $100 on Netflix in July, but most of that this week. And it's just interesting because it comes on a day when we're reflecting upon Disney opening up and what this really means. And we've talked about Disney versus Netflix and where Disney gets some of that Netflix valuation, if you believe Disney Plus is going to be anything close to Netflix.
Yeah, so I mentioned Stormy because Disney's going to reopen tomorrow in Florida, and obviously we hope it goes well. I mean, that's crystal clear. Let's just get that out there. But I'm hard pressed to understand how it can go well. We mentioned on the show a few minutes ago how Rich Greenfield was totally trolling Disney.
What was he doing? I didn't see it.
Well, there was a Post article talking about these relaxation areas at Disney, mask-free relaxation areas at Disney.
When I hear relaxation areas, if it wasn't Disney, I'd think something else. So
then you should look at the Post article and look at the pictures of these rooms, because if you think the name is creepy, the rooms are even creepier. And again, I just don't know how Florida, which is the hotbed now of globally for the coronavirus, 90 to 100 degree weather.
It's crazy.
People wearing masks. I just don't know how that goes well. And if you're a parent, first of all, and I'm not trying to be a parent, but how do you bring your children there and given what you know about the world right now? It makes zero sense to me.
I mean, what to say? First of all, if it's in the Post, it's got to be true. And I was reading on page 6 today also that Johnny Depp apparently threatened to cut off Elon Musk's, but anyway, the Post never a dull moment. And when you think about what's going on in Florida, and you think that this is where the NBA has got their bubble, where you've already opened some other sports, some soccer, if anybody's paying attention, but that, I don't know why you have to do it now. It just, I think Disney has such a carefully crafted image that, I'm just kind of surprised that they're taking any chances. I don't think they're taking chances because they have to. I don't think this is a sign of desperation. And ultimately, getting back to the investment case for Disney, I just feel like if you believe in Disney's studio business and in their theme parks and consumer experience business, at some point is going to come back. And that their DTC business and their consumer products businesses are still what they are, despite COVID. I think you're supposed to be buying the stock.
Yeah,
I don't think you have to buy it with two hands here. But I hear what you're saying, and I think you're making a slightly different point, even just about why the timing right now. But I like Disney here.
I think I'd be more bullish in Disney if they came out and said, given the environment, given what we know, and quite frankly, more importantly, given what we don't know, we've decided to reopen until we see it being safe, not only for our clients, but for our value. That to me would have garnered tremendous equity in terms of the outpour of affection for a company that people want to like. I just don't understand, unless there's some political pressure that I don't know about, why it has to happen on July 11th in the middle of what's going on in Florida. But quickly, and I think you may or may not agree with this, but you mentioned Netflix. Netflix, when they reported earnings back in April, I think, was a $415 stock. It's rallied 33% since then on effectively nothing other than today, Goldman Sachs raising their price target to $640. I think that in and of itself, that move in Netflix, I think, has really helped Disney, the stock, if you think about it.
Well, it should, because people have pointed out, Disney Plus is actually right now a loss leader, and that Disney is going to have to create a lot of new content, and welcome to Netflix's world. And it's like, yeah, welcome to Netflix's world. You know what? Netflix burned $1.6 billion last year. Okay, so I don't know why Disney Plus has to be profitable if Netflix doesn't have to be profitable. It's always important for us to be accountable, and I need to be really clear that I've been pretty negative on Netflix for a long time, and at one point was short the stock somewhere from 380 to 440ish, one of the things I've certainly gotten some discipline on, and I think it's important for investors to do that, is that understanding where valuations don't matter, irrational tech behavior and liquidity flows are really what have been dominating the last 2.5 months of market move and may continue to dominate. And I got out of the way. I've been very stubborn on other stocks in the past, and I'm really happy. Days like today almost make me happy to see where Netflix went.
You also have a very clear risk reward set up in a trade.
Yeah.
That, by the way, it was right after they reported the stock didn't trade particularly well. And it looked like you were going to be spot on. I just think that the end of these tech names have been such where it really doesn't matter, to your point, but you're also disciplined enough to understand what was going on, and you got out. And that's the key, knowing when you're wrong and letting your winners ride, not to go all trading 101, but that's the key anyway. Disney reopening tomorrow. I hope it goes well. I think they report on August the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. I'd rather wait and see what they say then than to try to, I don't think you're suggesting this, but to buy it here on this reopen news.
So would you rather just a hot, in a healthy environment, a hot, sweaty day in Orlando with your kids at that time in their life when that's what they really wanted, or waiting in line around the corner for Lion King tickets, and then ultimately paying probably $400 per before you even buy a program? Where do you go on this one?
Wow. I mean, given those choices and forcing me to choose, I'd rather wait online for Lion King. And it's funny, our kids I don't remember ever hearing them say, we want to go to Disney World. I know we went many, many years ago, but I know we had the conversation recently. None of them are itching to get back, so neither am I.
Yeah, I'm with you. We actually haven't. Somehow I feel like I've been blessed, and my kids just haven't demanded that. As for the Lion King, look, I've seen it like 19 times, including the new one. Which, dude, check out the animated with all the bells and whistles that they've brought to make it almost look like they're real animals. That's Simba, man. He jumps right out at you, pal. And I think you're gonna find it captivating.
I'm gonna go to Blockbuster right now and rent it. I'll talk to you on Monday.